Hey guys, I'm Tedder.
And I'm Weber.
And we're Tedder and Weber. It is episode 13.
Hey, that's my favorite number.
Lucky number 13.
Whoop whoop. Explains a lot about me. But yes.
Oh, so episode 13. It's kind of like a check-in and also a little bit of a message because some like real life stuff went down at my house a couple nights ago. Real life stuff happened, and Steph was like,
I think that's an episode.
I think we need to talk about that on the show. And I was like, oh, okay, sounds great.
Every once in a while I have a great idea.
It's true.
I've hit my quota for the year.
So, episode 13 is going to be titled, Your Words Have Power. And this is a lesson that, it was a lesson for my 6-year-old. But I think that is pertinent to all of us. So my son, he's wonderful. In case he watches in the future, babe.
He's awesome.
He's awesome. He's funny. He's so sweet. I call him aggressively affectionate, and because he just like loves you so hard, like he just wants to hug and snuggle. I mean, his favorite sentence is, "Mommy, come snuggle me." And I'm like, yes, I will. No matter what I'm doing, I will stop and snuggle.
In my house, the most common phrase is, Mom, go away.
Oh, I'm not ready for that. I got a few more years, I think. He's 6. Oh, it's sad.
Okay.
She'll be back. It's all right.
It's all right. I'm used to it. Whatevs.
Oh, you probably can pee by yourself, though.
I can.
Yeah.
And I missed that.
Yeah.
For many years.
Yeah, I am in the missing that section of my life.
I'm in the celebrating it section.
Yeah. No, I don't ever go to the bathroom by myself. Ever. Literally. Ever.
I used to have dogs, cats, and kids.
Yeah, that would be tough.
And the bathroom downstairs is very small.
Yes.
So it was interesting.
I have to literally say, do not come in this room.
Right. And if you lock the door, it's...
Yes, they just pound on it. It's just not
underneath the door thing. Anyway.
He'll slip you a note under the door. I'm like, bro, stop.
Like,
I love you, but stop.
Yeah.
So anyway.
He needs to watch Boundaries.
Go back to episode 8, babe. I think it was 8. I could be completely wrong. So anyway, he came to us at 13 months old. So he had, a year of different experiences than we probably would have provided for him. And so naturally there's going to be some trauma and some adjusting, and so he's different. He's a different kid. He's not the same as someone that I would have birthed and raised from infancy, but he is ours, and he is exactly who we are supposed to be parenting. But that does not mean there are not challenging moments. Very challenging moments. So recently he has decided to use his words to be very hurtful. So I get told I'm not a nice mommy. I get told I'm not the best mommy, which that one kind of makes me laugh because I'm like, I'm probably not, but I'm dang good at it. I'm the one you got.
I'm your best mommy.
But he does have some emotional outbursts from time to time, and the other night it was just fighting bed. It was just this bedtime anarchy that just went south really, really, really fast. I feel like bedtime anarchy could be the name of a children's book.
I'm seeing that's a parenting book right there. It's bedtime anarchy.
Okay, maybe that's next in the wheelhouse.
Followed by the sequel, bath time anarchy.
Now they do. The humans love bath time. That's something that's.
We'll wait till they're teens or pre-teens.
Yeah, I'm not ready for that either. The stinkiness. My house we shower. So anyway, he decided at bedtime to just be a complete anarchist and avoid bed, avoid sleep, all the things, and called me I was stupid. Even though if you say stupid in our house, he goes, stupid is not a nice word. And I'm like, no, it's not, but thank you. But all of a sudden, I'm stupid. Because, that's the worst word he knows. Right? So he's like, I'm going to stick it to her. But anyway, it was a very, very heated, on his behalf, situation. And we've tried all the things that the wild child needs. And, I've read all the articles and done all the things. And so we have tried to figure out what works best for him. And it's different in every season. Or day, I don't know. and minute by minute. But I was able to have a really, really deep heart-to-heart with him after the bedtime anarchy, and I said something to him that kind of impacted me, I think probably more than it impacted him at the time.
Happens a lot in parenthood.
But he chose to use his words to be really, really hurtful with me when I was trying to encourage bed. And I paused, I walked away, I let my husband step in because at this point he wasn't listening at all. And, my husband distracted him enough to finish the bedtime rituals. And then he came to talk to me and apologized, and we talked. But I said something to him, and it's something that's really important to me to like really drive home with him. I want him to understand that his words have immense power. So I just explained to him as simply as I could for a 6-year-old, right? I just said, buddy, I want you to know that your words have great power, and you can use them to be like for good. You can use them to help people and to love on people, to show God's love, to be kind, or you can use them to be hurtful. And what you did tonight, you used the most powerful thing that you have is your words, and you used that to hurt mommy. And he looked very, very, very sad, which kind of crushed my soul a little bit. But then I think it was because it was getting through to him. And so Steph and I were talking about that and just how true that is. And you had such a good point of like how that affected you, not realizing, that was true, that your mouth is the most powerful weapon that you have.
Yeah, the things that are spoken over us, we don't have any control over what people say to us or about us. But we do have the ability to say, let me run that through the filter. No, not going to give that any attention whatsoever. But
we're also not taught that as children.
Correct.
To run it through a filter, to process it that way. So I am definitely trying to instill that in him.
Yes, and I think that's
like
fantastic.
Not everything is true. Not everything you hear is true. Correct. But your words have power, and sometimes they're good and sometimes they're bad.
Yeah, and I mean the whole time I was growing up, I'm still dealing with some of it now. Because I think it's always going to be there.
Right.
It's always going to be a struggle, but the things that were spoken over me, were comparisons about, well, so-and-so doesn't do this, and so-and-so does this better, and why can't you be more like so-and-so, and those things. And I grew up thinking there was something really innately wrong with me.
Yeah.
And I think if someone would have sat me down and said, hey, words are powerful, and this is why you really have to, pay attention and use them the way that God intends, then maybe I wouldn't have as much, playing in my mind on repeat. But I think it's really awesome that you sat him down and you explained it to him in a way that he could understand, and to say, look, your words are powerful. That is the truest statement.
Yeah.
And so now here's this little boy who's like, wow, okay. And when you told me that you asked him, how would you feel if somebody said these things about you? And he was like, well, I wouldn't like it. And I think that's bringing the awareness that, life is not just all in this little bubble with your adorable son at the center, and unfortunately that's a hard lesson that kids have to learn.
Yeah.
But I think that you bringing that up hopefully will stop when somebody says, oh, Carter, you should do this, or, be more like so-and-so. And I hope that would give him the strength to say, no, I'm good.
Yeah. He's so adorable. Like, he's just so cute. And I think when he was younger, literally a stranger was like, can I please take his picture? It's the cutest child I've ever seen. I was like, and we had not adopted him yet. And I was like, no, I'm so sorry. You can't take my child's picture. Sorry no.
His features and everything are just, they're those, oh my gosh, like he could be a model. Like, he is adorable, and he's funny, and he's sweet.
Super funny. He's super funny. He does live with me, so I feel like,
Well, he gets that.
I feel like it's a by proxy situation. No, but he's just so much full of personality, and he thrives you can see his entire demeanor change when I extend genuine compliments. When I give him words of affirmation, he's very much like light. He completely lights up. And so I explained that to him in that moment. Like, you know how when I tell you like how amazing you are, because you're amazing. And even talking to him that night, he was like just beaming when I said he was amazing. And I'm like, well, that's true. And that makes you feel good. I'm using my words for good, and I'm for being kind. And he seemed like he was kind of getting it. And then, you know, I did explain, like, if I would have said that you weren't amazing and that you know you were bad at something, or that and I tried to make it like not super hateful, but also like realistic, what he could experience. And he just was like, got so sad, more sad. And I was like, you know, that's what your words are capable of doing to someone else. And so you need to be really careful with them. And I explained to him, I said, what I do when I said, because mommy feels that way too sometimes. And I explained to him, you know, when I feel like I want to just yell at someone, I have to stop and I have to ask Jesus to take my words.
Yeah.
Because
I need to write that down.
It's not Jesus take the wheel for me. It's Jesus take the words. Because the words is where I can cut hard if I needed to. So yes, I explained to him like the whole Jesus take your words, because I think that's how I need to live my life. Yeah. Is with Jesus behind the steering wheel of my tongue, you know? And that's really the only way to get through it.
Right. And I think, you know, in our human state, we want to react out of emotion. Yeah. We want to say,
well, whatever. You want someone to know how they impacted you, correct. I feel like. Yes. And so if someone's negatively impacted me, then sometimes I get this like staunch, like, well, I'm going to tell them how they impacted me. And you saw all the like movements just now.
Like, let's throw down, you know.
Right. But, let me get these earrings out and then we can talk.
Right. Hold my jacket.
No, I'm very much more with my words. There's never been like a physical altercation for me. It's more a verbal argument. But I wanted to explain that to him. I wanted to explain like I can fly by the seat of my mouth, right? Not my pants, it's my mouth, because that's where we get in trouble. Or when I'm angry and when I want to say some words that's going to hurt, I know purposely want to say the words that will hurt someone, I can then pause. I use that word a lot, huh? Hey, just pause for a second and ask Jesus to take your words. And then you have given God the authority to take over your mouth, genuinely. Not just like in a, you know, facetious type of way, not for show. Just
and not like, here, hang on a second, God, I got something to say, and then I'll go back to you. Like,
correct.
Here, I need you to lead me
like,
in this.
Be a Christian on Sunday and Monday. Kind of take my words. You know what I mean? And any day, all the days, all of them.
Sometimes my Wednesday, I'm like,
right. Jesus, take the words. That's what this episode should be called. Jesus, take the words.
Yeah.
Carrie got it wrong. She got it wrong. I'm gonna call her up. We're friends.
Are you?
We're not actually. No, but my gosh, that woman is beautiful.
She's stunning.
And those legs.
I know.
Those legs. We run a literal YouTube show about comparison.
Right.
And we're sitting here.
We're comparing.
I don't even know that I'm comparing myself. I'm literally just appreciating the specimen of Carrie Underwood's legs.
Well, and I think about that too. Like, I remember way back when she first broke on the scene, and she's one of the ones that still seems down to earth.
Yeah.
You know, and it's nice to see that.
Yeah. And she seems like she loves Jesus a whole lot. So.
Yes.
So we support that.
That's cool.
But anyway, basically the moral of this episode is your words have power, and you are in control of your tongue. You are not, like Steph said, in control of someone else's tongue, but you are responsible for what you do with those words once they enter your body or your brain. And so once that you have that perspective, it doesn't change instantly, because that's just not how humans work. There's no quick fixes. It is work to say, Jesus, take my words. That is not a natural inclination that I lean towards. I have to be very conscious of that. But it's also helped me have a very, very healthy marriage. Do you know what I mean? I'm Italian.
I don't know what you mean by...
My mom doesn't either. My mom's been single my entire life, right? Okay. She was married to my dad for like a few years before I was born. I don't know, 6, 7, I don't know, a while before I was born. But that's it. So she's like, I could never be married, right? She's like, I hate it. I could never be married. So she laughs at me. And my husband's wonderful. Like, he genuinely is, like, top dog. Like, one of the best. Like, my girlfriends are always like, can he give husband lessons? Like, can I borrow him for my husband to teach him how to do it? He's wonderful. Like, he's a super amazing guy. But I'm Italian, and I like to fight with my mouth. And so, like, when I need to get stuff out, it comes out aggressively. And so that's where Jesus Take the Words comes in, because I have now known with my husband, who is like this all day, every day. There is no up, there is no down. When he's happy, it's like, when he's sad, it's like. So there's just there's no indicators for him if he's not good or super great. And so for me, I'm like, just let's yell about it for a minute sometimes, and he just doesn't buy into that. So I've really, worked together 20 years at this point. So I have really said Jesus Take the Words in the beginning, because like we were just getting dumb conversations that like went nowhere. And if I kept hanging there and never surrendered my mouth to God, if I never did that, I wouldn't be married. I know I wouldn't be married. Because that mouth would have got the best of me. For sure. I really sound like very aggressive with my tongue.
No, I get it though. I mean, I'm Irish and German, so I have a little heat.
Sometimes you just say what you feel like you need to say, right. And it's not right.
Right. And I think, I do tend to kind of let things go, and I choose my battles, but the bad part of that is sometimes it just builds,
and then you explode.
Yeah, exactly. And then the Irish and German comes out.
Correct.
And then I'm like, I can't take it back.
Correct. And you can't. And I always say, like, I don't want to go there, but I can if I have to. Right? Like, that's what I tell my employees. It's probably not very good. Like, HR probably didn't appreciate that. But I'd be like, look, I'm Italian. You don't want me to go there. Like, I promise. I will bust it out if I have to. It only happened, like, once when a guy was quitting, and the rest of my team was, like, so afraid. It was really funny. It was a story for another day, but it was a very funny story. And he called my boss and basically said I was, like, a terrible person, called me all sorts of fun names that rhyme with witch. And my boss called me and said, if he thinks you are that, he does not want to talk to me because you're the sweetest person I've ever met.
Accurate.
I was like, well, that man did like me.
Oh, well.
I'm not for everyone, I guess.
Everybody has their faults.
But anyway, the moral of the story is, if you can surrender that piece of your body to God, then it not only can help you positively affect those around you, but it can really help you discern those words that are coming in. Mm-hmm. Like that we've said that we've struggled with words that have been spoken over us. If we're then discerning what's coming in, we're better capable of processing that. And like you said, running it through the filter and keeping what's true.
Well, and it's about breaking that generational curse too.
Mm-hmm.
You've got these things that were spoken over you. It's so easy.
Yeah.
To just say, oh, okay, well, this was
I'm
fine.
fine.
Yeah.
Right?
Or whatever. And that's not how it should be handled. It's like, okay, it stops here. We're going to have a conversation. We're going to have a conversation where it's not emotion fueled.
Correct.
And you have to step back. And that's not always easy. I'm very much an emotional processor.
Yeah.
So my first instinct is, oh, really?
Yeah.
But because of what I do for a living, I learned a long time ago that doesn't fly.
It doesn't. It doesn't fly in any situation.
I have to purposefully, I've trained myself to think a different way when I'm in the workplace, because it's like, no, and I try and understand where people are coming from to try and get, to the bottom of it. But
I do that too. Like, I'm like,
yeah.
I'm sure that's not their intention. You
right.
know?
But I think, when you're reacting out of emotion, nothing good is going to come of it. You do need to be able to say, hold up, let me.
I've also told Carter, like, instead of yelling, like, instead of coming at me yelling, screaming, whatever crazy emotions that you're having, just say, I need a break.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm going to go to my room. I'm going to, I need a break. And he hasn't really done that yet. I've offered him many times, but I think it'll sink in eventually. And then sometimes we say we just need a reset. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, hold on, we just need a reset. And then we literally stand together and like jiggle our bodies and like I'm like, okay, we just need a reset. Like, you don't need to treat me this way. I'm not going to get frustrated with you. And because it's real easy to get super frustrated real quick. When you're in the throes of that emotional response. And so we're like, we'll take a reset. I'm like, you need a reset? And he's like, yes, mommy, I do. And he gets all nasty with me. And I'm like, okay, let's pause and take a reset. And then we're like, whoa, like we just shake it out. It works because then you're not upset anymore. You've giggled a little and you've reset that mood.
Well,
to
humor is a fantastic tool.
Yeah. So. When it's not abused.
Correct. Well, abuse is not humor, but some people think that abuse.
No, I mean when it's not abused, as in like you use humor
like
as a mechanism, and like that's all that you do. It's fine. Sometimes that's just how the Holy Spirit works. He attacks us right where we need it. Maybe that'll be on the next episode. Might have just
a little nervous about that one.
Might have unpacked a little bit just now, guys.
Yeah, a little nervous, not gonna lie.
But anyway, we'll wrap this up. We kind of went on a little longer than we thought we would, but it's all good. That's just what happens here. So we love you guys, and we really appreciate all the things that you're doing to support this ministry that we're working on, and we hope it impacts you. And like Steph says,
like, comment, share, subscribe.
All the things.
Let us know, like, if this is working for you. Everything's down in the description for the video. Check out the past videos if you've missed it. We'd really like to have some feedback on how we're doing and if it's helping in any way. It just kind of cements that it's confirmation, right? That okay, we're
in the right spot.
Somebody's hearing what we're supposed to be delivering in. Yeah. It's just a nice confirmation.
Absolutely.
And it also will help us tweak things for the future.
Yeah.
So.
All right, guys, we appreciate and we hope you enjoyed this episode. We'll be with you next week.
Have a great one.
See ya.
See ya.